Good morning. My name is Julissa. Hasn't there ever been a time in your life that you have experienced trying to please others or been disappointed because you yourself hasn't been pleased? I feel like everyone has gone through this experience at one point in their life. It's something that we just can't avoid getting around, and it's just always gonna happen. Um, so The word pleasing others, I searched it up to make sure I got the right definition, and it's just giving enjoyment to others. So we've always wanted, make everyone in our family happy, make ourselves happy, but sometimes it's not possible. I'm a middle child of two. I have a younger sister and an older sister, and it's just so we have always had issues with bickering and like arguments because me and my sister have always tried to get our own way, and we've always, just wanted to feel what it was like to be pleased. Um, and we always did that with my dad. So my dad was the main one who always like babied us, and we were both definitely daddy's girls. And I think that is why we got into so many bickering and so many arguments because we just always wanted to have our way with our dad. So I'm gonna share a story that is gonna sound kind of sound close to what I'm talking about. It's a story that I recently came into. I just read it, and it was very relatable to me, being like I said, a middle child and two sisters. So I'm gonna share this story, and then after I'm gonna talk about my experience and how I relate to it, and maybe it'll help you understand the story a little bit better. So this story is an Aesop fable. It's called the Father and His Two Daughters. Um, this story is about father and his two daughters, quite literally what the title is. And in this story, the father is he goes to his daughter, who is now married, has her own life. She's married to a gardener. And he just goes to visit her, ask her about her life, ask her how everything's going. And she says everything's going great. She couldn't be happier. The only wish that she would have was for there to be more rain. So there could be more, more grass, more things for her husband, who's a gardener, more fruits, more vegetables, so he can sell and he can have good business. So after some time, he visited his second daughter, who was also married, also has her own life. She was married to a tile maker, and he just does the same thing kind of with her, ask her how everything's going, making sure everything's good, and she said everything was going great also, but she didn't have one wish. If she that she would wish for was for there to be dry weather because her husband was a tile maker, so it just made sense for, him to have good business. It would need to be dry weather, and that's all that she wished for. So when he heard that, obviously he was in a state of like he asked her, whose wishes do I join? Like who should I wish, like what wish should I wish for, in order to help you guys, because he can't wish for both things because then one isn't happy with the other. And so this is a tough situation that I feel like a lot of us run into. And um me as a middle child, obviously, I have gotten into some debates with my sister because we want our dad to please us. We go on vacation a lot because my dad he works two jobs. So he has not always had the time to be home. So when he is and we go on vacation, me and my sister always like she wants to eat one thing or I want to eat one thing or we want to go do this, she wants to go do that. And it's just a debate between us because obviously, dad's driving, so it's always a debate between us of like who wants to do what, and he just always trying to please the other, like, okay, you get one thing and then maybe we'll do another. And he just spends his whole time just dealing with us, bickering and trying to, decide like, well, who should I, agree with? Whose side should I be on? And even in arguments about things, like it would go right to my dad, like, oh, she did this or she did that. So it's just like he was just always torn between the two, and I felt like maybe realizing it now, I think that took a lot of time away from our vacation that we should have just been enjoying, not even worried about silly things. And it's just something that's always gonna happen in life. As I've gotten older, ran into the same issue with my parents trying to please them while also trying to do what like makes me happy, and it's just hard and it's not possible. It's not possible. You should live your life trying to do what you can do and doing your best, but also doing what makes you happy. I love when I make my parents happy, but I also want to make myself happy, and I feel like that's a lesson that everybody in life should go with. Not everybody's going to like you, not not everything is going to go your way, and that's okay. Like that's a lesson that I feel like is very important, and it'll help you get through life. It'll help you get through a lot of things. So I'm gonna conclude, my whole speech with I think that's an important lesson. As you can see, I've gone through it. I've given more like a lot of examples of what I've been through, and I feel like I'm sure you can relate at least, once. So I just want to leave you with that idea of, just don't always try to please others. And when it's not your time to be pleased, it's not your time to be pleased. It's okay to be disappointed sometimes, and it's okay for others to be disappointed. It's part of life, and it'll happen, but you just gotta keep moving forward. So thank you. Is there any questions that anybody has?